Good morning from our retreat venue where we had heavy rains all last night, and so me and Sophie got up early this morning. We're trying to plan our classes around wet weather, and look at this. The sun has come back out, he's put his hat on, hip hip hooray. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit of the gardens where we are because they are spectacular. So we're in a region of Andalusia called Arenal Grande. It's near Coin, and it's about 20 minutes from Malaga Airport, about 45 minutes from Marbella. And it belongs to a wonderful friend of mine, Rachel and Johnny, who bought this place as an old Spanish cortico, an old Spanish farm estate, and it was very run down and the gardens were wrecked, and it took them 2 years of intense love and labour to get it to this point. It's actually a wedding venue that they use throughout the year, and she's been very kind to let me use it for this week's my very first retreat that I've done by myself, something I've been wanting to do for an awfully long time, years really. I've been dreaming about it, to share space with people, to come together and spend time where you can actually talk to people one-to-one, and you know, everyone's got hectic lives and things, and it's just really special to be able to bring people together in such a magical location, surrounded by nature. It's the most peaceful place. I mean, I don't know if you can hear, but there's a woodpecker you can hear in the background, which pecks wood all the way through our yoga classes. And you can just hear the birds. It's just spectacular. I mean, I wish I could live here all the time. We've had things go wrong every single day. We had a major power cut, which they thought was a problem outside of the Cortico, that was going to cost about 10 grand to fix. And we're in Semana Santa, which is Easter week here in Spain, which is a holy holiday, and so people don't work, and we thought we're not going to be able to get the people to come out and fix it. So we were literally planning on candles and fires and how are we going to do this. But it turns out that it was a fixable problem. We had another power cut this morning, but that's back on again. It's just campo life. It's just the way it goes here. You just have to go with the flow, and that's something I was teaching yesterday in my Shivananda class, was the importance of non-attachment. Aparagya, it's one of the yoga, it's one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's something to be really important. It's something to really think about, because if I was really attached to the outcome of how this retreat was going to go, oh, it's locked. I was going to show you the donkeys, but I'll show you them over the fence. If I was really attached to the outcome of how every part of this retreat, which has been carefully planned for months, was going to go, and it went wrong, then I would really, really suffer. But because we have an amazing team here and the people are amazing, and you know, we all just took it in our stride and we laughed it off and we made other plans. So I'm just going to show you the donkeys. They're not making any noise because they're eating their breakfast, but there's 4 rescue donkeys, Del Boy and Rodney, and Mummy and Baby donkey. And then here are the chickens. Oh, hi guys. Gorgeous. So yeah, the grounds here are very large and very spectacular, and we're right down in the valley, so it's like a kind of crazy rocky road to get here. And the first day everyone arrived late because my ladies that came from Marbella drove and they followed instructions, but they kind of somehow didn't manage to get Google Maps working properly, and they missed all the turn-offs, ended up on a goat path where they bumped into 2 of my other ladies who were also lost on the same goat path. I was on the phone to them saying, what can you see? And all I got was a cactus, a boulder, and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, I'm driving around trying to find them. They're driving around on another road. Anyway, everybody got here eventually, and it's been just the most incredible week. I couldn't have asked for a better team, for better people to be here, for a better venue. And yesterday we had a plan to go to the Caminito del Rey, which is a really spectacular hike, really high up with really good views, and my lovely friend Montse was organising that for me. But we had high winds yesterday, and so the Caminito was closed. So instead of doing that, we spoke to Montse, and she was like, okay, we've got this option, we've got this option, we've got this option. I said, right, let's go to Ronda, because Ronda's an amazing historical town here, with a lot of rich history and a huge bridge where they used to chuck people off, which is a little bit well, it's very sad, but it was quite, it's amazing to see. It's quite profound to see it. But also we went to visit a winery, and I know it's a yoga retreat, and wine isn't generally involved, but in the spirit of things, it's a historic part of Spanish culture to make wine. And so we embraced it, and we went to this place with an amazing couple, Pilar, and I can't remember his name, I'm sorry if he's watching, but they have a amazing winery that they built themselves over the last sort of 18 years, and they showed us the underground cellars, the caves that they built to store the barrels, and it took them 3 years just to build the caves. And so we had a little wine tasting, not too much, we only had a little quarter of a glass of rosé and half a glass of red, but that was enough really for yogis because we don't drink that much, so everyone was very giddy, and we had a great tour of the mountain scenery from that house. Oh my god, amazing. And then we went off into Ronda and we had a quick tour around there, and we came back and had amazing dinner cooked by Toby, who's done just a brilliant job this week, assisted for a couple of days by my friend Becky, and right now I was a bit silly yesterday when I had half a glass of wine. I did crow pose for a picture, and my arm is very sore today because of the surgery I had about 6 weeks ago, and I really shouldn't be doing crow pose yet, so I'm not practicing yoga this morning. I'm doing this little video to show you around the place. So I don't know whether you actually saw that bit that I just came from, but this is where when they do weddings here, they do the ceremonies on this lawn. I'll just go back and show you it because it's gorgeous. So you can see that arch there, that's where they do the ceremonies. We did, on the main bit of grass that I just walked past before, we did our partner yoga massage the other day in the sun, which was just the most incredible class, led by Sophie. Something I've not done before, and something, if you get the opportunity to do, I would highly recommend, because it was just magical. And I got to go twice because I was Sophie's partner and she was teaching, so I was just lying there like, in heaven. And then yesterday, I forgot when we got back, we had Christine Heckel, and she came along to lead a gong bath, a healing sound meditation. So we got all cozy with duvets and cushions, and we all lay around and listened to her play singing bowls and gongs, and it was mind-blowing. And we've all had, afterwards, we were all floating around. I was going to say the ashram then, but it's not an ashram. The Cortijo. We were all floating, and I had to go to the garage to get some toilet roll, and I was driving to the garage, and I've never been so happy to drive, and I got in the garage, I was like, everyone in here is just wonderful. They're all smiling at me, and I was like, I thought, my God, it's like you're on drugs or something. But it's amazing feeling. Anyway, this is part of the back of the house. Just here, this is where some people have their terraces and everything, and then this is the front of the house. And all these gardens Rachel designed herself. How you would have a vision like this, I have no idea. This is the front of the house. Hope you're enjoying my little tour today. I'm looking a little bit sleepy, aren't I? This is the front gate, which I love, and the courtyard. And then this is where we eat. There's just amazing doors. Everywhere you look, there's just something gorgeous. Oh, I better be quiet because this is a massage area in here. And Ruth, who I haven't mentioned yet, is an old friend of mine from England. She's a very experienced and very amazing massage therapist, holistic therapist, talk therapist. She's a Reiki healer. She's just, hi Mark. She's just, I don't know, she's got something really special about her, and people have really connected with her. And so I brought her from England to come and help my guests here, and they just love her. So the team is just, anyway, this is our retreat schedule. I don't know if you can see it, but this is our little board, so a little map of everything, retreat schedule, some nice quotes. And then this is my library from home. So I got bringing lots of books from home. So yoga books, self-help books, travelling books. I am a total bookworm. We're going to go and see Sophie's yoga class now, so I'll show you this little room as well. It's really cool. So look at this. This is where, I don't know if you can see because it's dark, but this is where we're going to do This is where we're going to do some chanting later. They use it as a shisha room, but this is our chanting room. And I'm going to show you Sophie's class, which we're doing quite a good strong flow today because it's a bit cold. Look at this garden. Sophie's working them hard this morning. Anyway, that is my tour this morning, Thursday. It is our final night tonight. I cannot believe it. It's been just an incredible experience, and it makes me cry thinking about the fact that it's the final night. And I just want to do this forever. I just want to do this every single day. I mean, I was so stressed leading up to it because it was my first one, and because we've not used this venue before. I work with Sophie. I've done a retreat with Sophie in Marrakesh, and she's got a couple more coming up this year in the middle of the Medina in Marrakesh. It's amazing. And then we got the Atlas Mountains and stuff. She's also got a retreat in Sri Lanka in January 2020. There is 4 spaces left on that. So if you are interested in joining myself and Sophie on another retreat at some point in this year or next year, please let me know. Contact me on Instagram at Grow Little Light, or Sophie at Samsara Yoga by Sophie, or on Facebook. I'm sure you know where I am, Laura Owens. Yeah, my personal situation is difficult at the moment. I have another major health challenge, and I have a big decision to make about what to do about that at the moment. And this week has really helped me to get clear and get some clarity, and to get rid of all the noise in my mind, and to get rid of other people's opinions, and to really feel what it is right for me to do in terms of my health. So there'll be more of an update on that. But yeah, I feel really healthy, I feel really vibrant, I feel really alive, and I am so grateful for this opportunity and this thing that we've created here, and to work in such an amazing team. I can't imagine a better job in the world. I really can't. So yeah, if you are, look, I'm getting emotional. If you are interested in joining us for a retreat, or you want to know any more, please contact me or Soph. But yeah, sending you loads of love, whatever you're dealing with at the moment. It will pass, mostly, and ask for help. Reach out and ask for help, because if there's one thing I've learned about health and wellness and well-being, it is that community is the most important thing. If you have a community, a supportive community, you can conquer the world. Loads and loads of love. Namaste.